My name is James Lynch and I'm here with Dan Lazar. Dan, how are you?
I'm great, James. I'm very excited to do this.
Excellent. Now, Dan, we've got a really exciting project on at the moment. What makes this project particularly exciting isn't just the asset or the real estate asset itself, but it's the means by which we're making it available to investors. Dan, talk to us a little bit about that.
So we're very excited to have a project in Templestowe Lower. It's a 4-townhouse development dedicated to families. The reason why it's dedicated to families is through to the fact that it's very close to a lot of quality schools. The nature component is also amazing. There's 21 parks around it. And what's a bit different with this development is we are enabling investors for one of the units to come in through a fractional investment. So we are tokenizing fundamentally Unit 4, allowing up to 20 investors to come in and actually take advantage of a blue chip opportunity with as low as $75,000.
So what we're really talking about here, Dan, is kind of shared ownership, or fractional ownership might be a term that those who are watching this are a little bit more familiar with. And essentially what that means is that we can get together up to 20 investors and they can all own a share of this Templestowe property. And of course, depending on what percentage share that they own, be entitled to the capital growth and or rental yield that this asset produces. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. So with this opportunity, investors will be looking at around 3 to 4% in annual yield and to 3 to 4% in growth over time. And the benefit that most investors that we've spoken to see in this opportunity is, number one, the ability to come in with only a fraction. So we decrease the barrier of entry. Secondly, the second thing is the removal of the middleman through the fact that you come in and you buy a token. So there is no conveyancers or other people involved. It's a easier barrier of entry. And third of all, fundamentally something that we plan to do, we'll see if we actually do it or not, the liquidity component that will enable people to come in and out very easily from a notoriously illiquid asset.
Absolutely, and I think probably one thing to point out there, Dan, is that the record keeping and management of the fractionalisation or shared ownership of this asset will be done using conventional means. So means that we're really much tried and tested in the Australian marketplace and have been for a number of years. But in addition to that, what we're doing is applying blockchain technology, which will allow us to essentially, I suppose, augment the record keeping that we're using to, I think, support the conventional means, and it really will stand as a proof of concept, particularly for plans that we have moving forward. So let's get back to this idea, of course, being able to invest for as little as $75,000. And I think what's truly exciting about this is A, getting access directly from the developer, who in this case is yourself, but B, being able to access a residential real estate asset in a blue chip suburb like Templestowe Lower. And for those who are familiar with the Victorian real estate market, particularly in Melbourne, would know that the east and the southeast are particularly difficult to get into because of the capital requirements that are attached. When I say capital requirements, I mean the amount of money that you need up front if you'd like to buy the asset outright. And the reason is that historically, and of course past performance is no indicator of future performance, but the eastern suburbs in Melbourne, particularly sort of the inner and middle ring, have performed particularly well year after year after year after year. And I think this goes back to certainly that family component that you made mention of, and the socio-demographic group that operates in those particular suburbs. So being able to get access to a real estate residential asset in a suburb like Templestowe Lower for as little as $75,000 is of real benefit, particularly to those who'd like access to that area, but are unable to do so because they don't have the capital to break into that market. Now, Dan, what else can you tell us about this development? You made mention of the family focus, and I understand you've had some degree of experience in this area before.
Definitely. So we're doing a number of things differently. The reason why we chose this location in particular is its location into a cul-de-sac. So nobody that is not living there is coming to the street. Secondly, its proximity to the Yarra River. At the other end of the street is the Yarra River, which is a great positioning. You can get your kayak out, you can go there and experience the river. And last but not least, its proximity to parks. I feel like these three components make it a very, very strong location, and that we will be seeing a lot of demand for.
Excellent. Well, Dan, there's certainly plenty to talk about. It's a very exciting development. Not just the development itself, but the way that it's being made available to investors. So if you'd like to get more information, certainly on ourselves or this particular investment opportunity or the property itself, where would I go?
So just go to herox.com.au/tokenization. This is the link that we have for the website, and obviously on that page you can learn more about us. You can book a free investment call with us, with either myself or my partner, and yeah, let's see if this is opportunity is the right fit for you.